Welcome, gentlemen and listeners, to the St. Louis podcast for August 25th, 2023. I'm your glorious host today, Eric Brown, as well as, you know what? We're going to nix all of that. Who cares about me? We got Preston Monoc, the creative director of KBUILD, and Kris Risner, the director of web services at VIE Media. Kris always wants me to make sure I get his title right. On the St. Louis podcast, we're going to get in the weeds with these guys and their business. But before we do, this is the St. Louis podcast, where each and every Friday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, we drop an episode on all major podcasting, audio, and video platforms, where we meet with the most badass people and creators, talk about business, entrepreneurship, and current events. Let's jump into it, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Pretty good.
We've already listed off the top 5 insects, the top 10 movies, so we're moving along here. All right, so like I said, we got Kris on the podcast, director of web services, again at VIE Media. We got Preston, creative director at KBUILD, St. Louis-based luxury design and build firm. Also, check out his Instagram profile. Holy shit, by the way. You get so much engagement. Over 100,000 followers and 40 million plus views across all of your social media platforms on there. And really...
100,000 followers?
What combined, yeah.
Wow, I did not realize that.
You got to look at his Instagram. Just the video
I
from
follow
a few...
him, but
well, I follow him too. I didn't realize how much engagement he had. A couple of videos ago was like 50,000 likes, 100,000 likes. I'm like, holy shit. But, you know, the reason that both of you guys are here today, besides to, of course, fill a week, you know.
Damn.
Just kidding.
Damn.
Burn.
You guys both have talked about starting a creative podcast. Now, I don't know if you've talked about this together. I don't believe you have, but you've brought it up. You've brought it up. So that's why we're here today. Hopefully we can get you guys to get that started here in the future. All right, so
Podcast intervention.
That's right. That's what we're doing here today. So both of you guys are creatives, right? Web design, branding, video, creative director, obviously everything having to do really with the, you know, storytelling, branding, et cetera, of KBUILD. And then Kris over here in charge of obviously anything to do with branding for our clients, and of course VIE Media, who, check them out. We got a pretty badass brand as well. Could probably use a little bit of help on the video front though. I would say we're definitely potentially lacking there, but hopefully we can get there. So, you know, we were talking about a few different stories beforehand. Now, before we hop into the fun stuff, Drake, Bobby, what else do we got? We got Logan Paul, Oliver Anthony. I mean, we got a ton of good stuff, but let's talk about some of the more boring stuff beforehand, right? All right. So with that said, both of you guys, compelling brands tell a story, correct?
Absolutely.
How do you build compelling content when you're telling a compelling story?
I think you go in and you see the spirit of your company and the people that make up that entire company. I think what's important is to just tell the every day-to-day story in a creative way. When I first got hired at KBUILD, it was quite a challenge. Construction's like super boring. I mean, they mud and tape. They're just painting. They're doing all this weird stuff. And it's really boring to just watch paint dry. So it's like you got to come down and have a checklist of what's cool, like truss day, demo day, anything that makes sparks, and like pushing a wall out, going through a wall. All that stuff's like super like sexy. Like how do you make construction sexy? And it's quite a challenge. Like if you go to an air show, you point the camera at the airplane, it literally is rolling down the runway. It looks cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything to it. So there is a challenge to where you have to dive deep and really kind of have a checklist of things that look cool. Planning is huge. You got to be at the right place at the right time, because a lot of times, you know, the construction will happen and it's already installed. Somebody threw their back out. You know, Scheduling is really hard, but really getting the personality out of them. You know, hey, thumbs up, dude. Hey, salute the camera. Like just getting them to do those little things, because a lot of people have said, man, you guys look like you have so much fun. But if you just left them and they just did their job, just be like,
yes,
through the monotony and be like, hey, dude, give me a thumbs up. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, one of my carpenters, super dry, like super just old money, like old head construction guy. And I filmed him the first day and he went like this every day, every time. Now he's like hip to my job and like knows that I can't use that for the majority of the point. But we had a end of the year party. His name's Jeremy. Shout out Jeremy.
Yep,
He's
shout
one
out.
of our great project managers there. And he literally was like giving me the middle finger on every shot. And then he'd be like, all right, okay, come back. And then he gives me the peace sign. That
Just
I can
add
use.
one finger.
Yeah.
Just one finger is all we need added.
Literally. So at the end of the year, we had that super crazy party song. Dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
Dun, dun,
Jump on it. Mhm. Jump on it.
And
Yep.
it was literally to the beat of him giving me like a million middle fingers of the entire year. I had a folder just Jeremy's middle finger. So it's funny, but those are the personality.
That's why I'm scared of you creatives.
Yeah.
You guys just hold content. I know Matt's got shit back there. We got
Oh, for
stuff.
sure.
We got folders of blackmail waiting to be used. It's lovely.
It's like literally what a creative's motto is: just have dirt on everybody.
I'm just waiting for a day I need a paycheck, and then I'm just gonna bring it out of nowhere, get paid. It's all good.
Yeah, I'll probably be like, how much? How much right now? Name your price.
A lot.
Probably has full hard drives full.
Oh yeah. I'm not surprised. Definitely Google Drive's full of data.
I have terabytes full of just dirt on everybody, so it's fun. But yeah, so it's the people is what tells the story, a compelling story, man. Like, just to bring it all back together, is that the people that are in the company, the day to day, and showing just a face and putting a face with a company, because it's usually just as like the word and the colors, like nobody really cares. And so it's the awesome work, and to show that and showcase the awesome work that our people at KBUILD do, it kind of, everybody will just see the mansion, everybody will just see like the awesome stuff that we do. But I also want to show you, like, hey, we're people too. We're
Yeah.
showing up just like you to the job. You know, we're not rich hoity-toity people. Like, we're building the dream of what you would want, and we're like down to earth. You know, excellence to the highest standard, and we hold the standard. A lot of our subs, it's crazy because when they come work with KBUILD, like every day we clean everything. Everything's in its spot. You come in, you can walk. It's number one, safety. You don't want
As
to
it
trip.
should be. Yeah. Organization. Oh my God.
Absolutely. And like, we know we're going to hit up Home Depot on the way home and getting our supplies for the next day. We're not starting the day, like all over
Yeah.
the place.
What do I
So-
need? Yeah. No,
So like, those are the little things that people don't, typically when they have a subcontractor, they don't think about those things that, yeah, let's go the next day, so you pick it up. Same with me. I'm calling all my project managers the day before, the night before, and be like, hey, what's up Sunday? Hey, what's going on Monday? Oh yeah, we're doing this and this, and then there's things that we had to be super flexible, and you have to be flexible as a creative with construction because, again, the guy's late.
Yep.
This job got delayed. So we're like constantly like pivoting, going over here, problem solving. So it's extremely challenging. It's not just like a normal, like, hey, show up, do talking head with our lawyers.
Yeah.
Cool promo. You know, it's crazy. So it's fun though. It's awesome.
So chaotic.
Very chaotic. Yes. Yes.
Chris?
Yeah, so I mean, going off of that, I agree with everything you said. Really, it's being authentic and knowing your customer. Like, that's really all it is. Because if you know your customer, then you know how to market to them and like how to set up your brand to speak to them. And then you also got to be authentic so that you don't come off as like an asshole.
Yeah. We run into that all the time at VIE. How often do you come to me and say, oh, Lord, we have this company. We're building a website for them, but this brand, this needs some help. We need to probably go back. Just had a client yesterday. Need a new logo.
Yeah.
The website. It's like, why put the cart before the horse? We need to look at the branding because the branding tells the story. A lot of the time, we come across companies all the time that don't really focus on branding because a lot of like tradespeople, home service companies, those type of companies don't really care as much as far as branding is concerned, but they spend a lot on branding even if they don't think about it. Like so KBUILD, for example, how many trucks do you guys have that are just wrapped?
About 40-ish,
Yeah.
give or take. Yeah.
So let's say those are $5,000 a piece.
Yep.
$180,000, and
Yep.
that's so they're spending all of that money on branding, but a lot of these companies don't think about it as branding, right? So they're just
Yeah.
like, hey, here's my name,
They slap a
here's my
$200
company.
logo directly onto their side of the
Yeah,
truck.
yeah. They spend $5,000 on a truck to get it wrapped with the $200 logo, not thinking about how that looks to their clients, which is insane. I'm sure you guys probably see it all the time, or maybe I notice it more than most, but like a lot of those tradesmen, especially the smaller companies that you've probably never heard about, it's like, what, it doesn't speak to me. It's like it's either old school, it doesn't look modern, or a lot of them are just like, they just have like contractor or something like that, or like mechanical contractor. It's like,
Billy
that
Joe
doesn't,
contractor.
yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about what you do, who you're looking to service, things like that. So, all right, creative strategy for a business. Now, obviously, we talked about storytelling, building compelling content. What are 3 of the most crucial elements when it comes to building a strategy, creative strategy for a company?
I mean, so yeah, that goes back to literally what I just said, which is 1, knowing your customer base. So knowing who it is that you want to market to.
Why do you think most people don't know their customer base?
I don't think it's that they don't know their customer base. They know who they want their customer base to be, but they don't have their marketing to look like that. So like a lot of times we have like painters or companies that come in and their logo's really trash, but they're trying to do high-end painting.
Yeah.
They only want 100,000 plus homes or whatever, 300,000 plus homes.
Yeah.
And their logo was put together in Word 17 years ago
Oh man.
by the niece of
Yep.
the best friend who did it. Like, it's just a mess.
I think the customer is just like us. They eat, they sleep. So like TikTok was a huge tool for us. My boss told me never to touch it. He's like, whatever.
Yep.
And so looking at trends, we've got at least 5 jobs that were all about $1 million, like each, like averaging.
Yeah.
And TikTok was huge. We do some of those stupid, silly trends. Like the most views I ever got was 3.1 million views. It was my carpenter. He was jacked, ripped, had the Tom Cruise slick back hair.
I saw that one.
He was literally just walking by like normal. Like that was it. And it was literally, that's my type. That's my type. And just filmed it like normal. Like he wasn't trying to be extra. It was just 100 million degrees outside. And he was just walking by. I filmed it, got the perfect trendy song, uploaded it, put the, construction live, whatever, HDTV, uploaded it, and it exploded. Like, it was crazy. And so
KBUILD was putting out thirst traps.
all the comments were wild. Oh, can I set up a lawn chair with popcorn?
Oh,
I'll pay.
my God.
Oh, whatever. My whatever's in my house is broke. I need you to fix it.
Oh, that's so
my house
funny.
burnt down. Can you build me a new one? And I was like, oh my gosh, man, these soccer moms are thirsty, man. It's crazy. But yeah, so it was crazy because
It'd probably be the same way though if you had a good-looking female driving in.
Oh, absolutely.
All the dudes would be like, "Oh my god,
What?
I need some siding work too. I'm gonna go pull some siding off the side of my house right now. Then I need siding work."
Literally. So it's just like normal, like it's down to earth. It's like you said, genuine. And so, and picking up those trends, and we're kind of a smaller company in the sense that we can like get a trend and execute it, and I have to go through 18 boards, check it, approve it, have this huge budget. If it's like $100, I'll go to Amazon, buy something, a prop. We just had the whole media team get forklift certified. Shout out to the media team at KBUILD.
You're all forklift certified.
We're all in the media department at KBUILD, forklift certified to help our warehouse manager.
How long does that take?
Man, well, it's about 5 to 10 minutes a day practicing to learn.
Okay.
We had the training with our certified warehouse manager, Duran. Shout out to Duran. And he took us through, turn the gas on, this lever does this does that, here's the gas, the brake, it's got to be in neutral to start, all these things. And so then we practice every day, pick a empty pallet, put it on the truck, and just get the muscle memory down. And then it's about like like a 30-minute test.
Okay.
We pay the company paid $60 for each of us.
Nice.
And so then we got all certified. And so now when a truck comes in with a big tile load and Duran's out somewhere else, we're able to just get it off the truck and get the truck out of the parking lot. So it was just for workflow options with the company. It's just great to have that capability of all of us being able to pick it up, go, take it off. Just
Can you do wheelies?
No, I wish. It's very top heavy, so you could flip it if you're not careful. So
we had the Bobcats when I worked landscaping.
Oh yeah,
and I got to drive them, but I was never good enough to do the wheelies. But if you have the ones with like the four wheels instead of the track, you could do wheelies. And it was insane to watch these guys drive this thing. I'm like, you guys are crazy. But
yeah,
I used to do that on my lawnmower, like my riding lawnmower at home.
Really?
Man.
You go on a hill and just like take off.
Oh, I'm sure. Just the ones you sit back on?
Yeah, just sit all the way back and just take off.
Is it a
It'll
John
pop a
Deere,
little bit.
green and yellow?
No, it was Craftsman.
Red and black.
Yep.
Isn't that red and black?
It is.
There we go. I was like, wait, you looked at
But
me like,
why
what
is
the
the
Yeah.
why
color?
so much
Is
brand
there-
loyalty to a riding lawnmower?
I don't know. I just, when I see, so not to hate on John Deere, but even though we definitely should, because they're like one of the biggest reasons we can't fix.
Oh.
So John Deere is against consumer rights as far as fixing their own shit. Regardless, there's nothing better than seeing if someone's riding a lawnmower in their backyard and it's green and yellow, you're just like, fuck yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about it. Just
Piece of
like,
Americana.
you're just like, yeah, it's America, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, that's right. Cut that shit.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to ask you about your aviation page.
Yes.
What's with the love? Where does the love come from? Do you have any sort of plans for the future of, say, monetizing it, starting something? What do you got going there?
So it goes all the way back to childhood. I was exposed to aviation for a very young age. My dad worked for Boeing. Now he's a tech rep on the F-15 program here locally.
Nice.
But we moved all over with my dad's job growing up, and he worked on the no-tow program with the McDonnell Douglas, the MD 900 and MD 600. I'm talking Spanish here.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, the Apache helicopter. Everybody knows the Apache with the Army. They built like 1,000 units of it, and my dad was like one of the lead engineers, like working on the engines, ripping it out. So we would go up to Flagstaff, Arizona, and me and my brother would take your kid to school day. We'd pick up these big old sandbags with dad, and we're like on the tarmac with dad, and it's awesome. We woke up early just like dad, and like we're sitting here loading sandbags in, and we'll go up a high elevation, cold weather, and do all their tests with computers like packed into the helicopter. And so we got a ride and flew over the Flagstaff, Arizona, saw like the Grand Canyon in the distance. It was really cool. So we got like raw experience with aviation from a young age. I've always wanted to be a fighter pilot in the Air Force, just didn't work out. Then I got into photography at a young age. And so just going to air shows, taking pictures. Actually, I have a friend, his name's Joe Trost. Last year, he had a media pass. He was busy, on a paid gig. He's like, hey, I got a pass. You want to come on? You can get the hot ramp. You had to have a TAC Air escort. And I snuck in a few weeks before the air show because some of the VF-103 Jolly Rogers, the Skull and Bones traditional.
Yeah.
Like you've seen the Skull and Bones.
Yep.
And they came in to refuel and fly out and just chasing tails with all my friends, taking pics. But I made friends with the TAC Air guys that refuel all the jets in the Chesterfield Airport. So fast forward, get the pass, show up. I text my buddy. He's like, oh, I'm leaving, but I'll get you set up with somebody and you can be on the hot ramp. We'll have an escort for you, no problem. I'm like, heck yeah. So a bunch of things just came all at once.
Yeah.
And so rented the lens, got the cinema camera. So we're just hanging out like
Was this
all day.
before KBUILD?
This is during cable. This is last year. So
Okay.
yeah, fast forward to last year
Okay.
is where it kind of all popped off. I've always just gone to take pictures, air shows, like whatever. Like I wasn't doing anything with it. And I noticed that Instagram doesn't like pictures anymore. You got to do video. And so I was like, I'm not going to just take a million photos, So day 1, video. Day 2, pictures. And then day 3 was also video. So I have enough to edit. I still got cool pictures if I need them. But I just kind of switched to video because it's just, you get more engagement, obviously.
Yeah.
So started editing, did the Blue Angel video. It got like 300K on TikTok. And then I think it got like 20K on Instagram. Didn't do very well. The F-35, anything stealth is hot.
100%.
Anything stealth. Everybody loves the stealth.
Yep.
Love it or hate it. I got biased towards it because my dad works on the F-15 program. F-15 can do a whole lot more than the stealth. The stealth is a very specialized piece of equipment. It's the best in the world. It's meant for a different mission, so it's just different. Love it or hate it. So anything stealth, I got 14.7 million views on one reel, and it was the most obnoxious sound, and it was just a basic edit.
Yeah.
Of course, again, an airplane flying through the air is super cool. You don't have to do like this crazy cool edit of tying shoes or, like making coffee like Peter McKinnon or something crazy like that. You got to like do all this cool fancy transitions and lighting and this and that. It's not as cool. It's just a like awesome jet. So I got all this engagement and it exploded. So I'm like, let's just dump fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
So I go out to Barksdale this year. That was in March.
What's Barksdale?
Barksdale Air Force Base is where the B-52s are stationed.
Okay.
It's a part of the.
Where is Barksdale?
Northern Louisiana.
Okay.
So it's a part of the nuclear triad. They're the bomber wing of the nuclear triad. You got the submarines.
Yep.
You got the ICBM missiles, and then you have the bombers. And so that's where the B-52s are stationed. Man, you walk in, you got 10 B-52s all the way down. It was just so cool. And they're huge. They're like the size of a 747 almost.
Yeah.
They're huge. And so they had a really good lineup, filmed all that. Then it just exploded even more. Drove 9 hours to get there, drove 9 hours back. So it's like a love of the game for me.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I just nerd out about airplane stuff. I like wake up on Saturday morning, binge watch a bunch of airplane nerd stuff, and then I'm like eating in my car, eating lunch, watching airplane videos. Like,
how do you like
cool
the
stuff.
second Top Gun better than the first then? Because
So
we
the
just went
first-
over the movie list, and you have
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick as your number 2 best movie of all time.
Absolutely.
I've watched almost more than a handful of times, less than 2 handful of times. I've seen the first Top Gun. I've started the first Top Gun. I haven't watched it all the way through.
What?
No, hold on. You didn't let me finish. I've started it and not watched it through probably 1,000 times.
Man.
Maybe not. 500 to 1,000 times I've turned on Top Gun and not finished it, but I've watched a half an hour now. Now I've watched the whole thing through like 100 times.
Okay.
Calm down. I've watched the whole movie 100 times all the way through, but I have started it 1,000 times. Different, like I used to come, like my roommates were pissed back in the day when we used to go out and drink and come home. I'd turn it on at fucking 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Put on the sound because, dude, the opening to the Top Gun is so fucking good.
You get you every
Oh
time.
my
Man,
God.
just crank
It's
it up.
so good.
Surround sound.
Yeah,
just
dude.
rump.
So
Let's
at
go.
1 a.m., I'm turning
Yeah.
that on. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. Tom Cruise is my savior.
Yeah.
But how? All right.
Maverick is definitely like the second one's definitely better than
Way
the first
better.
one though.
But
But the first one is just
the
a
first one-
classic.
it's, I
it is.
have.
It's nostalgic.
It's just
Yes.
so
Yes.
nostalgic. I can't put it above the second one for that reason.
the F-14 has such a stage presence. The F-14 was the jet they flew in the
Tomcat.
first one, the Tomcat.
Yeah.
Man, it doesn't fly anymore in the U.S. Inventory anymore. It does fly with Iran in a very limited capacity. But
which is why they got one.
yeah, exactly right. Exactly. So, it's so funny how nobody kind of noticed that was like from like Iran was the fake company, like not the fake company, like the fake bad
Yeah,
guys
the-
basically.
yeah.
They're the only ones flying the Tomcat. But the Tomcat had such a stage presence. It was all speed, no gas type of aircraft, super raw speed. The F-18 is still a great aircraft and it doesn't have, as much stage presence as the F-14. But I absolutely love the second one, man. The acting's better, the lighting's better. The stuff that they can pull off in the technology, the L-39
It's 20
that was
years
flying
of
around.
experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
It's
the
Like 20
scene-
years of
yeah.
them just getting better.
I just
but-
remember the one scene when they're flying and the guy has the stealth and they're like, oh, we got away from him. And then he does, essentially he turns on zero grav and just does a turn.
Yeah, the Cobra maneuver.
yeah.
Actually, it's not what you think. The Cobra maneuver, you lose airspeed, and in a dogfight, you really want the airspeed, right? So you want to be able to turn or climb into the vertical, where that's just going to dump your speed, and you're just a sitting target. So it is cool. It can do it.
Yeah.
But if you think about it,
So
you just
when
bleed your
Maverick
speed.
uses the brakes in the original movie,
Yeah.
that's not the best move.
No.
So what you're telling me is she was actually right.
Who? Yeah. The girl in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember she's like, I admire your flying. Yeah. Anyways, I just watched the first one literally like last week.
Hey, at least you got it in.
I'm gonna shout out my dad. My dad works at Scott.
Nice. That's
There we
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is obsessed with that movie. He's like you, Eric. He's seen it like probably 1,000 times.
Shout out my uncle.
He
It's
knows,
his
like,
fault.
Every single word to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go over to my aunts and uncle's house all the time as a kid, and like whenever we went over there, starting at like 6 years old, we'd always turn on Top Gun or the Fast and Furious, the original. Those are like the two movies, or Matt Damon.
the
Born Identity?
Born Identity, the OG one. Oh my
You
god.
wanna know what my dad's 2 favorite movies are? Top Gun,
Oh, yeah.
Devil Wears Prada.
What?
Really?
Oh, heck no.
Really?
What?
That's my type
Yo,
of guy.
actually,
I like that.
I'm gonna-
Devil Wears Prada's fantastic.
I'm not even gonna go on a limb. I love Devil Wears Prada.
I actually
It's
just
such
watched
a good
it.
movie.
I just watched it for the first time like a month ago.
It's literally
It's really good.
it's probably easily the best chick flick of all time. If
Is
you
it
could
even a chick flick?
I think so.
So there's not
yeah,
like romance.
it's definitely still a chick flick.
That's
yeah.
where they like clean everything up. She's
Is it a
coming.
chick
She's
flick just
coming. You
because
know,
it's
like
girls?
and Anna Hathaway's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the fashion like
Yeah.
journalist.
Dude, what's his name?
I love that
Stanley.
Stanley Tucci?
Dude,
Loved
I
him.
fucking love
Obsessed
Nigel in
with
that
him.
movie. Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
That's crazy. Your dad. That is quite the range
yeah.
of
It's
movies.
both of those where like if and the Titanic too. If the Titanic and Devil Wears Prada are
classic.
on TV, he has to stop and finish the whole thing.
Does he tell the boys at the Scott Air Force Base that his favorite movie is?
I don't think he cares.
Oh
but like,
yeah, right.
yeah.
That's a man.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
man,
always
man.
says it's like a full circle. He was in the Air Force and then he like moved to like pharmacy stuff and now he's back at the Air Force Base. And he's like,
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna die there.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Let's give a shout out to my grandpa as well. He worked at McDonnell Douglas.
Yep.
He worked on what's the ones in the 70s that went up?
F4.
No, not the planes. On the actual spacecraft.
Oh, really? Yeah, the Saturn.
Apollo or Saturn? I forget.
Yeah.
I forget which one, but he worked on that. That's so yeah. We all got some
Aviation and
aviation family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a fighter pilot as well, and then I think by the time I was old enough, I was like, I don't know if I want to die for this country.
To bring it all back, my goal is to get in the backseat of number 7.
Okay. For Blue Angels?
For the Blue Angels, man. I want a backseat ride. I want him to like give me the controls, and I just want to let's go. Let's.
How hard is it to get access to that?
So you have to have somebody like invite you, or basically you would vouch for me, or you guys would vouch for me, saying I'm a influencer of the community or whatever for like boys and girls, like some humanitarian type thing.
Sure.
Or you're just like Joe Rogan.
Okay.
So, celebrities get it all the time. But I would just absolutely love just this one time to break the sound barrier. My dad got to ride in the F-15 twice. He was a crew chief in the Air Force on the F-15. And so he got those airmen, senior airman rides where they gave him the opportunity to, since he was doing such an outstanding job, he got to ride twice, broke the sound barrier twice.
That's awesome.
He said, don't eat ravioli before you get in a fighter jet, because
I think I'd go fasted.
yeah, fasted for sure.
Yeah, I'm not eating anything. No.
Oh man.
I'm not trying to throw up in that plane.
No. But yeah, dude, who wouldn't want to ride in one of those, man, dude?
100%.
I'd eat it all up. Yeah. That's the goal, is to get a ride in something, just have connections and just grow it. See how big it can get. I mean, it's going crazy, so why not put more fuel on the fire?
When I was in Pensacola, we woke up to the Blue Angels flying over.
Oh,
it sounded like an it felt like an earthquake.
Yeah.
And they were just doing laps.
They're F-18s, right?
F-18s,
The
yeah, they're
Super Hornets, right?
The Super Hornets,
Yeah.
yep. They switched. It was quite funny on practice day. This past KC Air Show, I was there this past weekend.
Yeah.
And
I saw that. I was like,
man, it was
I
awesome.
looked up. I was like, St. Louis Air Show. I was like, I don't see anything. I must not be in St. Louis, I guess.
No, they
Yeah,
had
what was
yeah.
it that was like levitating in your video?
That
Like, it
is
was, like,
the F-35.
Yeah, that's the F-35.
The
yeah.
F-35B
Oh, sorry,
model.
I don't know my plane.
Yeah,
I know. He knows a lot more than me, but I know some basics, yeah.
F-35B. It's the Bravo. It's the short takeoff and landing
Yeah.
variant. So it's to replace the Harrier in the Marine Corps for it's called CAS, Close Air Support. And so basically, it's going to be a close air support for the Marine Corps. It has all the stealth capabilities of the F-35, and it's made by Lockheed Martin. And it did the hover variant, and that's the only reason why I went to KC, because I've seen the Blue Angels a million times. I've seen the F-22 a million times. So the F-35B, again, just knowing in your checklist in your head, I have airplanes I haven't shot yet, and I know that they're going to get views. So then, it's not just about views. I have passion for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to just grow it as big as I can. I'm not monetized yet. Instagram gives you an invite for monetization, and it is frustrating when you have all this, and I'm keeping eyeballs on your app. Just a little kickback. It doesn't have to be like a bunch of money, but
You need to try and blow up on Twitter, because
Yeah.
they're paying
really?
they're paying creators now.
really,
Yeah, X is paying creators.
I'll just jump on there and just copy paste. Probably, yeah,
100%.
For real.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Twitter is a better place for photography right now anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think
For
in
photos?
general, X, yeah.
Really?
I think X in general is a better social platform than just about anywhere.
I don't
Like,
really
you get the most engagement there.
I'm gonna have to.
And it's a lot more of a community versus, like, Instagram's dead right now.
Why? Why do you say that?
Just like well, I mean, unless you got aviation.
I was
and
gonna
reels.
say like
Really, it's only
Niche, yeah.
reels that like take
Yeah.
off. It seems like
Yeah.
photos in general, you post and you'll get like 3 likes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I know.
If you have 100,000 followers.
Tell me
then
about
you
it. No one fucking likes me on Instagram. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Just get in an airplane, dude.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I am niched out though. Like you guys have freedom to go do that. Like I can't, if I see something cool, I might think it's cool, but now I'm niched out. But I mean, I feel like anything in content creation, you almost have to have a niche.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a niche and you're not going towards that specific niche, it's so populated and like people like, you know, Whistling Diesel, Jake Paul, you know, Danny Duncan, all these big guys are already oversaturated. Everybody's got a podcast. Everybody's got an account on social media. So it's cool that I've been able to niche out. But like, again, if you don't like airplanes or, you know, it's cool to go to them and like see them every couple of years when they come in town.
You said everyone has a podcast.
I'm just saying it's
No, you're not.
Everyone does have a
You're not
podcast.
wrong. So I do just now that you said that, quick shout out to all the listeners here. If you could rate, review, subscribe, give a thumbs up, shout out. Thank you for listening. As always, we appreciate the love here. Yeah, I was thinking about that almost every single morning before I come here to record. I'm like, why do people listen to us? Literally, is that I don't know. Maybe that's not a normal thought to have. Do I just need to
get
get
your beard, dude?
Do I need to get out of my own head? Like,
Listen to his beard.
Yeah,
it's imposter syndrome, is it not?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
I mean that's essentially what it is. But
Yeah, it's imposter syndrome. It's like, why the hell do people care about listening to me
But then
and listening to our guests?
You get the engagement, you get the guest, you get, you know, every time I'm at an air show, I'm filming. I was like, oh, shaky on that move. He banked the wrong way. My camera didn't focus in time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't get nothing. I come home, I start editing, start pulling in, and then I always have this moment. I get out of my chair and I do the, let's fucking go! And I am so pumped. I was like, I got it. I did it. But I had
Yes.
you get those butterflies
Yeah.
every time you do the show.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you know what? Why do people listen to me? Why do I even wake up anymore? Like, what the heck? And then you're like, I got the guest. This guy came in. Dude, we signed this dude or whatever. And you just think about that. It is that imposter. Like, man, I ain't nobody. Like, you know, I just got a camera and a tripod.
Yeah.
I just pointed at
Hey,
there, you
well,
know,
3
so-
cameras, 3 tripods. Calm down.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, you did outnumber me on that one. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I-
you just go
it's-
through the motion, man.
Yeah, it's weird to think about sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we actually hit a milestone. We're almost at 6 months in. I think 2 weeks from now.
That's awesome.
Or maybe next week will be officially 6 months of every single week, which is cool. We'll have to do something special for then. God,
Consistency, man.
yeah,
It's-
every single
yeah.
week. Well, I was like, maybe I've already talked about this, but like last month or 2 months ago, I had a discussion with someone, and they were pretty much like, I love what you're doing. Do you actually plan on doing this every week? And I was like, I had planned on doing it every week, but there's been a few people that are like, dude, keep fucking going. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need that. Because I feel like sometimes like people, you don't really know who's listening sometimes, but then you talk to people and you're like, really? You listen to that episode? I was like, cool.
You weren't in the meeting, but our lawyer was like, "Hey, we watch you every week."
Let's go. Shout out Kevin.
Snap. Come
Yeah.
on.
Shout
Come
out
on now.
Kevin. There we go.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
I binge watched all the way to Kansas City, man. I was
There we
like,
go.
when you guys invited me, I was like blown away. I'm like, this is awesome, man. This is so cool. And then I binge watched as much as I could.
Yeah.
They're pretty long, so I was only gonna get a couple in.
They are, yeah.
But man, it was awesome. Like you guys have engaging, content. I think that the questions you ask are great. Like I'm not here to,
Thank you. Thank you.
make your head any bigger. But
Here we go.
it was cool, man. I mean, I was engaged for a couple hours that I was. I mean, I
Yeah.
was driving down the road and just listening because I just wanted to know, like, research a little bit, see what's up. And no, it's a good podcast, man. You're doing good. Just
Well,
keep it
thank
up.
you.
Eric
Thank you.
is trying to take credit for the questions asked when I just told him this morning that I'm the one who finds the questions.
Well, I'll take
Wait,
this
wait,
time
wait. Did I-
to thank Katie
You
here.
literally
No.
said, "Wow, you're leaving me out to dry here." My questions. You literally said my questions are shit, and I said I make them.
She does usually make a lot of the questions. But to be fair, a lot of the time I don't have to ask a lot of the questions.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm changing the subject now.
Yeah.
Is it time for our surprise?
Oh, yeah. We got before
Thank you.
Before all right, we're done. I guess we're already done with the content creation aspect of the show.
Yeah, move on.
let's move on.
on.
Let's please introduce.
So I have seen, we were talking about brand strategy, right?
Mhm.
Earlier. So a part of brand strategy is having funny, engaging content. And I have seen Bobby Lee,
Yeah. Oh, God.
Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Like everybody does smelling salts.
Yep.
I have never personally done smelling salts, so I was going to challenge Eric to smell.
We're all
and
doing it.
Also, Chris. Chris got to get in here with
Chris-
us.
I don't know how this became a branding thing.
No,
But
it's
hey,
St. Louis podcast.
Dude,
Are
it's
we
for-
gonna have St. Louis
this
podcast?
is a- this is- you
branded
said this is
smelling
St.
salts?
Louis?
this is from St. Louis. It's called Skull Smash.
it's a St. Louis product.
We'll
Okay.
link in bio
Okay.
if you guys
I'm
want to
in.
pick up some. So basically, you got to twist it and then sniff it and then twist it back because you
Really?
don't want it to all get out because
All
it'll
right.
last
Who's
longer.
going first? How close do you get
You
your
are
face?
the owner of the show,
How,
so
how close do you get?
like real close and that's it, and then twist it back. So. Oh yeah.
Oh shit! He took a strong hit.
All right.
Holy shit.
What does it smell like?
My nose is on fire, first of all.
Why would you not take just a little hit of it? No, not just like. Like what?
All right, here we go, people.
Woo!
There we go.
I'm dying.
First time.
It fucking
Holy
smacked
shit.
you. Holy
It's almost
shit.
like I went underwater and did a nose sniff.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
It's like spices
I
for
can't.
your nose.
It's like you literally went underwater and took a big nose inhale.
Holy
All right, here we
shit.
go, Katie.
Oh my god. Matt, come here.
Oh,
Come
man.
come here, Matt.
Come on,
Matt, come on.
Matt.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
The worst thing I've ever done.
Why did we do
All right, here, Matt. You go, Matt.
Oh,
You gotta get in the picture.
get
though.
away from
I'm right here. I'm in
All right,
the
here we
picture,
go.
unfortunately.
All right, here, ready?
Oh.
Big sniff.
He's over fucking crying, dude. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Ooh, baby.
Let me see that.
Oh,
man.
This is Skull Smash ammonia inhalants. Skull Smash. Skull-smash.com.
That's not good, guys.
314-537-1415. Holy shit.
That'll clear your sinuses.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I think what accidentally happened is when I pushed the thing down, I had some.
Dude, when you did that, I could smell it over here, and I was like,
had-
fuck.
Like my left side of my face is on fire. My left eye and my left nostril.
That was.
I need one of those
you-
water jets that go through your nose.
Can you hear color yet, dude?
Oh, I got him bald.
Holy shit. What do you need? Dude, dude, literally you do that and you deadlift, you're going to do 100 pounds more than average.
Way
man.
more.
Ah! Oh my God.
That would drop the weights on my fucking face. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Man, that was good stuff.
Holy
It
shit.
felt like you went underwater
So whose
and got water in
idea
your nose.
was that?
this is Preston's.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Thank you, Preston.
All
I
right.
appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
Hey there, St. Louis podcast listeners. We've got some exciting news from our sponsor, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Lee. Mark Lee of Farmers Insurance is recruiting agency owners here in St. Louis.
That's right, Garrett, and everyone knows what Farmers Insurance is, and if they don't, they will now.
Yes, it's kind of a household name. That said, as many of you know, a large part of our audience is made up of badass business owners, entrepreneurs, and top producing sales professionals with an open mind like yourself. Farmers Insurance is currently searching for driven individuals who aspire to own their own business or already own their own business and want to add another income stream to join the Farmers Insurance brand and own their own insurance agency.
This is a stellar opportunity to build your own insurance agency from scratch, take over an existing agency, or if you're just a slow roller, we know you the guys out there and ladies, get paid to train under an existing successful agency owner before starting your own.
Holy shit, Eric. That means that whether you have experience as a business owner or you've never heard the word business before in your life, there's a pathway to owning your own business through Farmers Insurance Agency led by Mark Lee.
That's right. You can become a Farmers Insurance business owner even if you've been homeless in the past, just like you.
Yeah, thanks.
If you've ever dreamt of being your own boss, building a team under a reputable brand, and making a difference in your community by offering top-tier auto, home, and commercial insurance to consumers and businesses in your area, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the godlike man himself, Mark Lee, has the perfect opportunity for you.
Visit insurancecareerstl.com to speak with Mark Lee, the district manager of Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, to become a Farmers Insurance insurance agency owner today.
Did you hear that, St. Louis? Go visit insurancecareerstl.com. Insurancecareerstl.com. That is INSURANCE. Career, CAREERSTL.com.
To become a business owner today, again, one more time, visit insurancecareerstl, as in St. Louis.com today, right now, this second, or reach out to us at stlouispodcast.com and we'll introduce you to Mark Lee ourselves. And I promise he won't spell out insurance and career to you.
Now back to the show. Now that we've done that, let's get into the Logan Paul, Jake Paul beef. All right, let's set some ground. So they had
Wait, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, Dylan Danis?
Well, we can talk about both. Well, let's talk about first Jake and Dylan. So Jake Paul had a fight with Nate Diaz. Jake won. Fucking astounding. I'm literally, I'm dripping.
I'm still like
I'm
crying.
dying right now. If you're on audio only, just go to the YouTube video. Whatever minute we're in. How far in are we right now?
40 lovely
came
Go
minutes
to
in.
go to like
I'm
the
over here crying, so give me a second.
Go to-
all right?
go to about the 35-minute mark and check out the video because it's hilarious. It's if we sound like shit, sorry. All right, so Jake won the fight. Now this whole thing came out on Jake went on Logan Paul's podcast. They got into beef.
Yep.
Logan Paul was shit talking him and being like, "Oh, I'm the better boxer," even though Logan Paul.
I know. So
hasn't
Logan
fucking
Paul said
won
he was a better
anything.
boxer. Logan Paul was shit talking him on the podcast, on the documentary that Netflix just released about Jake.
Yep. Watched it.
in the documentary.
In the documentary. So I think this all kind of came to fruition. Jake's over his fucking brother. And what's so odd is like this whole arc came. We all thought Logan was like the bigger brother, the better guy. It turns out Logan is the evil piece of shit who really, if you look up crypto scams, I mean, him just kicking off his co-host recently, George, he has everyone sign NDAs.
Also, the Suicide Forest video.
Yeah, come on, Mom.
I think
Yeah.
we're like forgetting about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then also he got into a fight with Jake about not being able to bring Prime energy drinks into Jesus Christ.
15 minutes without Prime Energy, and he couldn't just leave it
Yeah,
behind.
he couldn't. Yeah. So Jake, I guess, sponsors. Jake was like, dude, this is my night. I have sponsors paying millions of dollars. Fuck your Prime energy drink. Come support me.
Yeah.
And he got upset about that as well. So he's saying his friends don't like him as well, and he undermines everyone. What are your guys' thoughts?
I think if you're a unit and you're a family like that, you got to be with your brother. And if Jake's putting in more work, love him or hate him. We're talking about him right now.
100%.
That's great marketing 101, brand strategy 101. He's a great bad guy. He talks a lot of crap.
Yep.
And everybody wants to see him get knocked out. And that dude puts asses in seats, basically. Yeah. So Jake Paul puts his, asses in seats, and he's selling a buttload of tickets. I bought one of the tickets, and I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Did you watch the whole fight?
I did. I had
watched
some
it on
problems with
TikTok for free.
Yeah, I was almost gonna. I should have done that, but I was like, you know what? Nate Diaz. I'm a huge OG UFC fan.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is a punk. I think he is throwing chucking full water bottles at people's heads, just being a punk.
He's
So he's a gangster.
He is that guy. He's the heel.
Yeah.
He's the heel, and he's
Yeah.
been like that in the UFC. But that had to be a money grab for him.
Oh,
100%, because that wasn't even a close fight.
He said he hurt his shoulder in the post game, so he couldn't get it up and over. But if you notice, he was just doing that scrappy underneath kind of boxing stuff. If he would have went over and actually turned his shoulder over and put his hips into it, again, that's the common criticism of Jake Paul is that he literally is just setting these up and then paying him a bunch of money to not go all out, basically.
I don't think Jake wants them to not fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
I think
that's true.
Isn't it a commission fight? It goes on record, correct?
Yeah.
So it's not just, or is it an exhibition? I don't know that world as well.
Yeah.
Wait, for which fight?
For the
Nate
Jake
Diaz,
Paul
yeah.
Nate Diaz fight.
Oh, yeah,
Apparently
no,
it was a commission.
That was a commission pro fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jake's only been doing pro fights, and that's been part of the drama too, is because Logan did the exhibition match with Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, we did this big pay-per-view, and it was like, bro, it was an exhibition. These are real fucking fights.
Okay, so that's
That was some
one
more
of the
of the drama.
differences. Why don't they just fight each other? Why doesn't Jake just fight Logan?
That'd be a great fight. I think
Wha-
it'd make a lot of money.
I think they're
I
building
know.
up to it, but I think that's pretty hard on the family.
Well, they hate each other right now.
Well,
Yeah,
the Kelly
but-
brothers in the Super Bowl, man. One of them's got to win. One of
Yeah.
them's got to lose. And they have a podcast together.
Yeah.
The Kelly
Yeah, but
brothers.
I feel like that's
so-
And you
different than
grow up-
boxing, where you're like
Yeah. But you
literally trying to knock their
You
head
grow
off.
up beating the
Yeah.
shit out of your brothers.
true. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
it's
I-
not
I was
publicity.
a younger
yeah.
brother.
Sorry, I know. Sorry to my younger brother. My apologies.
Oh, man. Rip.
You're
Yeah,
an
I'm-
older brother. That explains so much about your personality.
Wait, hold on. Break that down for me. What does that mean? We're getting off Jake Paul's subject. Hold
We'll
on.
go back to Jake Paul.
All right, so Jake Paul is he's establishing himself as like the better human now. He's matured. It's almost like he's
Yeah.
He's always
it's
gonna
so weird. It's just weird.
Okay, so I'll be honest. Jake Paul's always been like a guilty pleasure. Like I watched back in like the It's Everyday Bro
No.
era. I watched the daily vlogs, like
Yep.
all of it
Yes.
during the music videos, diss tracks. That was fantastic YouTube era. But Jake Paul has always been like very solid with what he's doing. It's just he knows that being an asshole gets more views,
Yeah,
Yep.
he's the heel.
and he's
Yeah.
always tried to play into that, even like the problem child.
Yep.
But whenever you look at like what he actually does, and like he's just got a really good head on him, and he's really good at business. He's really good at following through on things and actually like
Yep.
trying to be a better person. Like all the organizations for the UFC pay,
Yeah.
like UFC fighter pay,
yeah.
and Amanda Serrano is like the highest paid women's boxer.
Who is that?
He sponsors her on his promotion.
Okay.
I don't know the name of his promotion.
Okay.
But she's one of the like biggest women's fighter,
Interesting.
and
okay.
he sponsors her.
I had no idea.
She was vastly underpaid, like 10 grand a fight, not making any money.
That's insane.
And now she just made 7 figures on this last fight with Jake.
Yeah, it
and
was
she's
like
the
1.6 mil or
she's the
1.9 mil, I think.
Yeah.
Well, boxing isn't it one of the most corrupt sports organizations in the United States, I guess.
I believe so. I haven't really been caught up on boxing in a while. So.
I don't think
Is
it is
that-
as much right now, but
Yeah. I think it's
in
pretty
the
good.
past it used to
mid-2000s
be.
it
Yeah.
definitely was.
It was all.
like Don King type dudes and stuff. Yeah.
I want to see Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Have you seen Mike Tyson
What about
recently?
what
He's not
about
moving
Jake?
around like he
What
used
about
to.
Jake and Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson?
There we go. Tag team.
Or how about this might be a little controversial. What
Mhm.
about Mike Tyson, Andrew Tate versus the Paul brothers?
I think the Paul brothers are going to lose that fight.
If Tyson was for real though, that dude still can hit hard.
Yeah, dude.
Really hard. I
Yeah.
mean, he probably couldn't take hits.
Yeah,
That's
is
the
he
problem.
on mushrooms
Yeah.
or not during the fight?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Uh,
I remember
That changes the.
I remember the Logan Paul podcast where talking about the Paul podcast where Mike Tyson went on, did a bunch of shrooms. It was
Yeah, he just took a handful.
it was
right
super.
there.
It was an interesting podcast though. Don't go listen to it though.
yeah, no.
Don't
listen.
go.
Don't listen to him. All right, so we got the Dylan Dennis thing. Let's go to Dylan. Dylan Dennis, are they going to fight? Is it scheduled?
Yeah,
because
so it's scheduled to
Dylan's
fight.
like talking smack about Logan's girlfriend right now, or fiance. He showed a bunch of photos of her with celebrities, Leo, Nick Cannon. I mean, there was like 10 photos released, and yeah, I mean, it makes her kind of look in a bad light. I don't kind of like
Yeah.
she's just going. I don't know. I don't know the Hollywood world. Maybe it just makes sense. You're just dating to date, but it's almost like you're just kind of going around from celebrity to celebrity. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys got a take on this, Katie? What's your take on this?
I haven't seen that much, just some stuff on Twitter X of Dylan and like other female influencers like going back and forth and just like saying that he's a dick and like
Yeah, Corinna and
Like,
Dylan have
useless.
been
Yeah.
getting into it a lot.
I was gonna say
Who's that?
Corinna.
Corinna Kopp.
Is that her?
No,
No.
that David Dobrik's like it was the
Friend.
female in
Yeah.
his group.
Oh
And
yeah.
That's what I saw.
Leave
last
it up to
night.
David Dobrik, the
No,
person that.
he's
It's not
even
David
involved.
Dobrik.
No,
it's
but
just
leave it up to
Corinna
a
Kopp.
person that's involved with David Dobrik. Like, look back at that guy's track record. Anyone that's friends with him.
He's my guilty pleasure.
That's
He's a-
the only person
yeah,
in this
watch that
conversation
every
but it
I
is
know.
but it is really bad.
David Dobrik's a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like he,
Yeah, with Jeff.
Yeah.
And the
yeah, he did. Yeah,
But I don't think there's like, whenever you're a social influencer that's only there for, like, they don't have niches. They're just like, hey, I'm a human. Watch me on YouTube.
who, David?
Yeah. Well, David, Logan, Jake, like, they're all doing the same shit. And I think it tends to lean towards being a shitty person.
Yeah.
That's a very valid
Yeah, that.
Because the one thing with like the
That
photo
actually-
influencers
that's
where
valid
it's like,
observation.
Yeah,
I
Peter
think, I think
McKinnon.
the overall issue is their egos are just way too large.
yes.
They think
And then they
that
start getting the
yeah.
views and it just
Jake
gets
Paul
Yeah.
said
bigger
Logan
and
needs an
bigger.
ego death.
So does Jake. Jake has the worst fucking ego I've ever seen.
Yeah,
100%.
I like Logan better than Jake. I hate Jake.
Even with the suicide voice.
Yeah.
You said that so quietly.
All right, moving on. All right, let's talk about this Oliver Anthony song, "Rich Men North of Richmond."
Bars.
All right, so 2 weeks ago, a little bit over 2 weeks ago, this data could be from a couple days ago. So 2 weeks ago, Oliver Anthony's "Rich Men North of Richmond" became #1 song on iTunes. He's a Virginian musician, rocketed to overnight stardom after his acoustic went viral on social media. Song sits atop the iTunes chart, garnering probably over 30 million views now on YouTube and over 26 million views on Twitter. He recently shared his life story on Facebook, divulging he brushed off an $8 million offer after his song went viral. He says he doesn't want 6 tour buses, 15 tractor trailers, and a jet. I don't want to play stadium shows. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I wrote the music because I was suffering with mental health and depression. He currently lives in a $750 camper that he bought off Craigslist. Says he drops out of high school at 17, worked multiple plant jobs in North Carolina. So he's been open about trying and failing to fix his mental health problems with alcohol, and he claims he knelt in prayer and promised God to get sober if it helped him follow his dream. Thoughts?
So I haven't heard the song, but I've heard the like stuff behind it. If he prayed for God to get him to follow his dream and then he started getting record deals and just like shut them down, what the fuck? Like,
Well, I think the goal.
that's you following your dream. Like,
I think
vet them out. But
I think the goal of him was just to maybe his goal was just to get sober, and he made this song. I don't know. But also, if he wants to say, so he posts like stuff on YouTube and Facebook about like mental health and things like that. So I think potentially, if you sell your soul to the devil, right? That's just music label.
Yeah.
I would assume that he's worried what he actually wants to do is going to go out the window.
True. And like you'd have all the temptation under the sun, and
Yeah.
then you just go right back into it. And
Yeah.
like how many celebrities die from overdoses and all that kind of stuff. So you probably may see the future of that. But I absolutely love the song. I heard it on the radio. I stopped and listened to it
It's
all
bars.
the way through. And I was
It's
like,
literally
yeah,
bars.
straight up. I was like, I got the chills in the QT parking lot in Kansas City. I was like, I'm gonna let this play all the way through because I want to give this dude a view or like give it back to him the way I could. But no, this like it's a huge song. I do think that it is a little weird, like you said, if you're getting $8 million contract and you're just like, not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of punk rock, and he's like, almost Johnny Cash middle finger, like, whatever. But
I mean, I get like wanting to vet the deals out and like don't just take the first deal that comes your way. But whenever you've got that much popularity, I feel like you at least got to be linked up with somebody. Because I mean, the record, like, it's hard to be completely independent.
Joe DeRosa just released, I don't know if you guys know Joe DeRosa. He's a comedian. He released, finally, he has a podcast with Sal DeRosa, or Sal Vulcano, excuse me. And he had a album sitting that he recorded with his friend that's a chef 10 years ago, and just released it because now he has a following. And it's blowing up. It's like I think it went to top 10 or top 20 on iTunes.
wow.
So, and he didn't have any sort of record label or anything associated with it. Now you might not, and you might not need a record label. You have a big enough YouTube following and things like that. Really, all you have to have is, say, 1 or 2 people that you record with. Obviously, you have to have, a producer and someone to mix the stuff, but you don't need, if you have a following already, you don't need to pay for a record label.
True.
What's the point? Or you just start your own.
The Billie Eilish song where like black top beach
Yeah, but he
t-shirt,
needs
Billie
people to be
Eilish.
around him. That's
Yeah.
Armani White. He's independent. Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
that's a really good song. Shout out Armani White. He's a great rapper. But you need to have some people around you anyways, because that he's gonna get money off YouTube.
Yeah.
Like he needs to have a financial manager. He needs to have
This is true.
just in general a team around him that's gonna help him.
But he doesn't need to sell himself
Grow.
out to a record label. He can just own the rights himself.
Yeah,
So he has his own team. I mean, just like Mr. Beast, you don't need anyone.
It's almost like you can go to the Grand Canyon, but if you don't want to, it's right there. You can take a picture. If you don't want to, then you just, it might be baffling to some of us that are like, $8 million. I would take that all day.
Yeah.
What? That's on my golden ticket, So I think if you don't want it, then you can't force a horse to drink water, even though you get it to the river. He won't. If he doesn't want to drink, then he don't want to drink. So.
Well, it's like if, say, one of the local news stations approached St. Louis Podcast and we're like, hey, we want to essentially buy you guys out. It's like, no, because then you guys are going to tell me what not to say, what to say.
Right.
You're going to have guests on that, I may or may not want to have on, et cetera. We may or may not want to have on. So, yeah, it's owning your own power. I mean, at the end of the day, it's owning your own future.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if he wants to accept another offer, there's always going to be one sitting there for him as well.
True.
Probably.
If he's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think he's still number one. So he's been number one for a week or two now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he making money this whole time?
Yeah.
it's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's making money.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Which, like, from that aspect, I totally get not getting a record label, but he has to get a team around him in some way, whether it's a record label or him going and getting his own team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. That's true. All right. Now that,
Wait, you brought up Mr. Beast. Did you see that Mr. Beast can't get he can't get sponsors anymore? He's struggling to get sponsors because his videos get so many views that the companies can't afford to sponsor with him without
Really?
him underselling his ads.
then why doesn't he just get 4 sponsors?
Well, so that's what part of why he started building his own brands, like Mr. Beast Burger and Feastables, is because he had more upside just to have
Why
his
did
own
he
brand
go?
and get those views.
Have you ever
on
had
that.
Feastables or burger?
No, I haven't.
Dude,
They good? Hey, next podcast.
no,
Try 'em.
they're not. They're not good.
Oh,
No, not really.
dang.
No,
What about chocolate?
no, it's not. No.
I tried
Really?
Prime.
Even
man.
the Feastables wasn't good?
Dang.
Oh, man.
I tried Prime and it
Think
tasted
about-
like crap too.
The Prime is
I like
trash.
Prime.
Oh,
Prime is trash. It's also not good for you.
maybe.
There's a bunch of shit in there you don't want.
Dang. Maybe it was the flavor. I think it was like the red, white, and blue one.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh.
I try not to drink energy drinks. Straight coffee over here.
Like black coffee.
Yeah,
Dang.
because I drink coffee in the morning or espresso straight to keep.
Yeah,
fat.
we have an espresso machine
to keep.
at work.
I got to
Like an
keep the
espresso.
fast going in the morning. I can't have any calories.
Gotta feel hungry.
I try not to eat till noon. So
Get after
then
the process,
I know. Yeah,
You can't operate as good if you're hungry.
that's right. Well,
I mean,
sometimes.
full. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that is correct.
You feel
Full. Yeah,
sluggish.
yeah.
You don't wanna get
I
after it.
I used to sometimes eat before the podcast, like right before, and then I come on and be like, oh fuck, like I'm dying on this podcast. Okay, but real quick. So we just talked about sort of. I wanted to bring up cable and streaming. So I don't know if you guys knew this. Listen to this. So in July 2022, Nielsen, this data company, showed streaming taking a larger piece of the pie than cable. So 34.8% versus 34.4%. So that was in what, 2020? 2022. I think at the end of last year it was up to like 40% streaming versus like 30%. You also have Joe Rogan, who literally gets like 3 to 4 times the viewership of all of primetime on TV. So people are going the way of streaming, of watching people who they want to watch. But the thing still is like a lot of money is still in TV, right? It's still in cable. And I think the reason being is with cable, unlike say us, for example, streaming on YouTube, if you work for like ESPN or any of those guys, they're going to be able to essentially feed you what they want you to say, right? So you're not going to have a voice anymore. Now, with that, obviously with an independent organization, they're not going to be able to have that kind of say. And I think we talked about it at the very beginning of the podcast, authenticity. And I think we all know, because we watch a lot of YouTube, for example.
Yep.
I have a lot of followers and accounts that I listen to all the time, because I can trust them essentially at the end of the day, or at least I can think I can, a lot more than, say, mainstream news. So more and more people are going that route. At what point do you guys kind of see, maybe you guys don't know an answer to this question, but I'm curious, do you guys see media changing, mainstream media with cable changing anytime soon? Because it's been at their
pretty much
fucking.
said it already has.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like when newspapers were out, then
Yeah.
TV came, and then after after normal TV was cable, and now cable is going away. It's newspapers and the radio, then TV. So it's just a progression. Yeah, I think it's just.
Well, how many streaming platforms do you guys pay for?
3.
Pay for or watch?
Let's say watch. Because the thing is, now you have Paramount, you have Max.
Yeah, so I mean Netflix,
you have
Hulu, Apple, Peacock. I don't get Paramount. I think that's it.
ESPN.
I think that's really the biggest issue too with streaming right now is that everybody has a streaming platform out.
Yeah,
But
we're
a lot
back to
of them
paying
are
for TV.
losing money.
We're back to paying for TV.
But a lot of them are losing money. So I think right
Really?
now everybody's trying to jump in and like take advantage of streaming, but they're going to lose money and then they're going to just shut it down. And we'll be back to like probably 4 or 5 main companies.
I don't understand Max.
Oh, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah.
I don't
They're losing tons of
understand
money.
Max. Can you guys explain this to me? We started with HBO Now and HBO Go. We went to HBO Max. Now we're Max. Max is dead.
The
I
reason
was paying $20 a month for this garbage. I canceled. I went through it. I was like, what would I even watch on here? Like they're
it's the
now
same thing as
putting
HBO
HBO
Max.
shows on Netflix. Ballers is on Netflix.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
watching that. It's a really good
So-
show.
Is
it?
Have you watched it?
No, I
Gotta
need
watch
to.
it.
with
I'll watch it.
Ballers with
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
The Rock.
good.
That
So
show's
good.
actually,
Suits. Is it good?
Suits is so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Love both
as long
of
as
those.
you can get through the cheesiness of it actually not being real. Yes. Other than that, it's pretty solid.
It's TV.
It does also get a little annoying because it's like every single episode is a new fire that they have to put out before the end of the episode.
Like Black Mirror.
Ooh, I love Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
I didn't like
was
the new
such-
season that much though.
It was okay.
Yeah.
The first episode, my shout out to my editor Katie. She is one of the creatives at KBUILD,
Mhm.
and she's like, "You gotta watch this." I was like, "I'm not into horror and all this stuff. Like, I'm not really about it." And it's not even horror. It's just so convoluted. And the first episode, I was like, "You're making me watch this?"
Oh,
This
you're
is
talking about
terrible.
Joan is Awful.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Joan is Awful was terrible. That was like the first one where it's the Prime Minister of England.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about season 1, episode 1.
I start from the beginning, dog. I get on that grind, son. When I watch a show, I watch it from the first to the very last. And
The
I won't
one with
stop.
is John Hamm in that one? Is John Hamm and
John
that?
Hamm. That one was one of my favorites, dude. Yeah, that was such a great
That was the
one.
end of season 1, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was, dude. Or the one where they're the horror game, or they're inside the mansion and it turns out like he just had the thing in his head. I'm like,
And he was
my.
only in there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gives you the
He's dead.
heebie-jeebies.
He died from that, right?
Yeah, in the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it for real.
No, not not in real life, of
The
course.
one I always show people when they've never seen it is White Bear, where the girl like committed a crime and she's actually like on a show.
Yeah, that one
And
is so messed
everyone's
up.
like recording her. That was the one where I was like, holy shit, what is this show?
I don't remember this
The
one. Which one's
astronaut
that?
one. Have you
Yeah.
seen the astronaut one?
Yeah.
Wait,
Dude,
in
I
the
saw that
newest
com-
season?
Yeah, the new season.
That one was good.
How can you let somebody do that? I mean, I know you're a surrogate.
What about the
on
dating
thing.
one?
Which one?
Where they have a certain amount of days.
They have a certain amount of days. You like look and it's like 12 hours with this
Yeah.
person.
That made me so mad.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, I got triggered on that one.
I got mad at that one.
What are you doing?
I was like,
Yeah.
it ended up working though.
Hey, tell me how the girl gets all these like specimen NFL players, and this dude's like with the annoying gal. I mean, it was just like, what? Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I got triggered on
haven't
that
seen
one.
it.
Yeah.
The episode's a little sexist against men.
That's
Chris,
okay.
Oh my
Chris,
God.
you need
That's
to
okay,
watch
by
it.
the way. That's
No,
okay.
we don't care.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care. We don't care.
We'll just be mad about it, and then 5 minutes later, yeah,
That's
I think
right.
with some mac and cheese or something.
Did you guys? Did
Have
you
you watched
guys?
Succession?
Is that one that needs to be on my list?
Yes, for
It's
sure.
HBO, yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Did you know? Listen to this. So when they went from HBO Max to Max, it went from like 16 a month to like 20 a month, and they're charging you now for 4K. Succession, not in 4K.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What? It's like your top selling program right now, and it's in 1080p, and your platform is selling 4K service at $20 a month.
I mean,
That's
does it actually
BS.
have 4K?
Yeah,
That
it
might
does.
be why.
It does now, but no, I guess they didn't. I don't know why, but
Unless
I
you have a 4K TV, like I don't know why the upcharge if you don't have a 4K TV.
doesn't. I don't
and the
understand.
refresh
Well, that
rate,
is why.
yeah.
So that if you don't have a 4K TV, you can pay less.
Yeah. Oh.
But all TVs out, like almost all of them are 4K now. If you buy
Yeah.
a new TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so sick of streaming
What's the
platforms. I
best-
canceled everything. I got Netflix and Amazon.
Yeah, Netflix and Hulu are my main ones.
Yeah. Netflix for sure.
I went.
Netflix and Prime are like the two worst ones. Netflix doesn't have shit on it anymore.
I don't watch that
I
much.
just
TV.
watched Black Mirror.
The only
Also-
thing I like about Netflix
but
is
there's,
that
like-
every week they've got something new.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like a lot of the other streaming services have nearly enough new content coming out
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to justify paying for it every month.
Prime has.
Yeah, but Netflix I feel like makes new like series, and then it does really good. They cancel it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what's,
Ozarks
what is
was
the
great.
point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
found like they did the data and found that after 3 seasons, it doesn't make a
Mhm.
difference to
Oh,
their
but Outer
subscriber
Banks,
numbers.
Outer Banks is gonna have fucking 12 seasons when it doesn't need to.
Yeah, Outer Banks
Yeah.
season 1 was the only good one.
Yeah.
Dude, was it season 2 or season 3 that just came out?
3.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. Was
no,
it?
It was.
I don't remember it
terrible.
being that great.
I didn't like season 2. That was trash.
Season 1 is dope.
Same with you.
Season
same
one's
with the show
fantastic.
You. I still never finished it, Chris.
Oh, You's fantastic all the way
It's
through.
it's just.
But it's the
getting
same thing over
yeah.
and over.
It's the same show over and over again.
I
A
won't
weird
say
fucking guy
anything.
that creeps on women.
Yes.
You
They should have ended it with the way that I can't give any spoilers away.
No,
but
give spoilers.
Well, that's how Ozark. Or that's
at
how
the end
Outer
of season
Banks
4,
is.
he tries to kill himself.
Yeah.
But then they brought him back.
No, he should have died.
I was like, no, y'all should have just let him die.
Yeah.
Stranger
Yeah.
Things is great. What are y'all talking about?
A
Yeah, and now
100%.
it's ending.
I actually, you
all
know what's
good
so
things
funny?
come to an
I'm
end.
watching Stranger Things right now again.
Dude, come on, dude.
So
Let's
good.
go.
So good. I love that show.
Ahsoka's coming out. Come on, there's a lot of good stuff coming out. The Mandalorian's great.
Yeah.
That's not on Netflix. So
No, I went back to streaming illegally. I'm done.
Well, you can't say that on the podcast.
I'll say it again. I went back to streaming illegally.
I hope you get a virus.
I actually did a long time ago. Way back in the day in college, I downloaded. Actually, it wasn't a movie, but it was Roller Coaster Tycoon. The OG. I got it from Pirate Bay, and my computer freaked out. I learned how to remove a virus though from a computer when I was in college though, so that was cool. But yeah, I downloaded Roller Coaster
Dude,
Tycoon. I got a virus.
LimeWire, my mom, like, she knew that LimeWire was bad.
Oh my god, I had.
But she didn't know anything else about computers, and so I had it on the family computer. And she was like, delete it immediately.
Yeah, just
So
delete
I
the shortcut.
deleted the shortcut, yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Hey, that's
You'll
where
never-
I got Photoshop from. That's how I got into, like, graphic design and stuff.
I downloaded, dude. All of my songs on iTunes were from LimeWire. I didn't buy songs on iTunes.
Oh, yeah, back in the day. and then
No.
burning them on a CD.
No, you had to buy music videos if you had,
Mm-hmm.
because you couldn't download music videos. But all the songs, I'd have like all the DJ, like you'd have like the DJ intros from like DJ stations. Like I forget that they used to be
Yeah.
on like the rap songs back in the day. It's like DJ Envy. It's like from like this St. Louis DJ, and they uploaded
like
that
watermarks.
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They just do it in the middle of the song.
so good.
What's
Uh,
the best TV show of all time, real quick? You can only get one.
Vanderpump Rules.
That.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Breaking Bad? Oh, yeah. Or The Sopranos, but you couldn't have the Breaking Bad without Sopranos.
The Wire is so good.
The Wire?
The Wire on HBO is amazing.
Better than Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Dang.
Or This Is
I mean,
Us.
with TV shows, there's so many different like vibes that
Yeah,
come
we
from
going-
different shows.
We go
So, like,
drama.
I think Suits was one of my favorites, and Succession were
Succession.
probably two of my favorites. Succession, I feel, is like probably one of the best dramas out. And I think they
It's
also
good.
like
It's good.
they did a good job not dragging it on forever.
Does it have like an anti-hero in it? haven't seen
I would say they're almost
Everyone's
I would
an
say-
anti-hero.
I would say they're almost all anti-heroes.
But
yeah.
again,
Succession's
without-
good because every single person in it sucks, and you want them all to die.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
But like
You're
without
like,
the
I do not give a
Sopranos,
fuck who takes this company. Just
Who do you hate the most?
please.
Shiv? Kendall? The dad?
I'm only on season
He's
2.
dead now.
I don't know.
whoops.
You did not just do that, Eric.
oh man.
God.
To be
Oh,
fair,
sorry.
that is on you. That did happen like
That- yeah,
6 months ago.
I was about to say, yeah.
You
You're
should have
6 months
watched
late.
faster.
was just
But
saying,
still.
I'm only on season 2. He's dead.
He's
I
dead.
watched The Sopranos, and then I watched a YouTube thing of the most influential deaths in Sopranos, and I watched it too soon,
Mhm.
and it ruined like all the big deaths in the end. And I was like, I knew something was coming.
Why'd you-
But yeah, but The Sopranos, when he killed the guy with the fishing wire, when
Yeah.
they went up to the college to visit the
Sopranos
college,
is so good.
nobody had killed somebody in that way on television ever. It was so influential of all the anti-heroes that came and sprouted, Dexter, Breaking Bad, all these big anti-heroes that
Dexter was
are-
really good too.
Don't you
Yeah.
think the best shows also have some of like the best intros?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
that show had an amazing intro.
I always wanted to
The
do one of those
Sopranos.
intros in St. Louis, like in
Dude,
a show, like
oh my god.
we did that for an
a
assignment
show
in college.
a show we missed is
I already did Pimp My Ride.
Yeah, Pimp My Ride was. I watched
Serious,
every
Pimp My
episode.
Ride.
Of that. I watched every episode of that in Cribs for sure.
Yep.
Every single one. Absolutely every single one. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
You said the
show that you
intro.
missed.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the show that everyone was bringing? It brought everyone to Netflix, like back in the day.
Stranger Things.
No, like we're talking like 8 years ago.
Survivor?
He got canceled. He got canceled. He tries to be the president.
Oh, House of Cards.
yeah,
House of Cards.
Dude, I just finished that.
That
That
show
was a
is-
really good
that
show,
show's
too.
The ending was
amazing.
terrible, but
yes.
for obvious reasons in real
the
life.
last
I think that's what holds back so many TV shows is bad endings. Like that's
well,
part of
House
why I
of
think
Cards. It's
Succession is
because
so
he
good.
got canceled for doing weird shit.
in
Well, yeah.
real life.
Yeah, in real life, yeah.
Yeah.
They should have just not had the last season. They should have just. No offense to Robin, right?
I think I stopped
Robin?
right before.
Which is the girl is Jenny from Forrest Gump. The main character in House of Cards
yeah. She was a piece of shit in Forrest Gump too.
is. Yeah,
Yes,
she's the
she
villain.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another trigger moment. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Forrest. Poor
yeah,
guy.
poor Forrest. Come on, dude. All right, let's before we get out of here, I know you guys wanted to talk about this Bobby Drake drama.
Ooh.
Please give me some insight. Can I just start? Apparently people like Bobby. I don't get the appeal. I don't
Stop talking. Stop
I don't
talking.
find it entertaining. Hey, we all have our own opinions on this podcast,
Yeah, and yours
right?
is wrong.
If you don't like it, if you do, I don't hate you. All right. Everyone, all love here. I don't get it.
I think her
I watched
awkwardness-
the Mark Cuban thing and they're sitting on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is going on
It's
here?
a bit.
It's
But that's
not
what makes it so
funny.
great.
It's not. If it's a bit, it should be funny. It's not funny.
Can you give me
This
$20,000?
influencer
Yeah.
went and talked to Mark Cuban and made him sit on the ground for her whole
It's-
podcast.
They
That's
did
hilarious.
a podcast in Drake's bed.
That's hilarious.
This is all weird.
Why are we not in your bed doing the podcast, dog? No.
Yeah.
Dude,
Three
because
dudes in a bed.
Drake's got like that fucking
California King.
California
Yeah.
extra.
$800,000 bed.
No, he's got that Alaskan king.
Oh.
Dude, it's like literally like 3 king beds put together. Yeah. Yeah.
They did a breakdown of his bed. It's got like horsehair and shit in it. It's seriously like $1 million bed.
His
I
airplane's
saw
awesome.
an article about it.
Yeah, his airplane's cool too.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
I would
custom
hope.
made. They send people
would
out
hope.
from the factory. They like people stay with the bed all the way from the factory to your home. They install it. It's got to be installed a very specific way so that you don't like screw up the horsehair and sheep's fur and shit.
Drake is such a fuckboy.
Of
Are you
course.
serious?
Would you not be if you were Drake?
Apparently, it's like all the really rich people buy beds like that.
Horsehair
So
beds?
yeah,
I'm gonna have to look this up.
it's a thing. I think Tom Brady has the same.
Do we have
bed.
any St. Louis dealers of horsehair beds to St. Louis celebrities? Please give us a shout. I don't get Bobby though.
She's interesting. I do have to give her respect.
She is interesting.
Her brand is exploding. So for the only merit of success and getting views, she's doing great, man. Love her or hate her. I mean, I think it's when I first saw her, I'm like, what's up? Why is she such a, you know what, like, dang, dude. But she's doing great. I mean, who gets Drake in like her second or third interview?
That's
wild.
That's the other thing I was saying. It's like, how did she just all of a sudden start getting all these celebrities?
Was it funny, Marco? And then
She
Drake,
did,
yeah.
Lil Yachty.
Mm-hmm.
She got Tyga.
Lil Yachty was fun.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty like called Drake and was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, what the fuck
So
is up
she
with
was on the
this?"
BFF podcast at Barstool, and
Yeah.
Dave was asking her like, "How the fuck did you get Drake on?" And she said, "I was just going through my verified followers because my team told me that Drake followed me." And she was like, "I shot my shot." And he replied and was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, and she goes, 2 days later, I flew out there and he was on it.
Hey, totally side different note.
I don't still.
We
don't get it.
were going through DMs because we do that at KBUILD.
Yeah.
And we noticed that Nelly DM'd us, and we were like, "What?" And then we like went and he follows KBUILD. He's like, "Hey, I got some questions," and then we're like, "What?" And we're like freaked
still
out. We're
around
like,
St.
we-
Louis?
We went through all very like she did. We were just like going through whatever. What? And we text my boss, "What do we say? We don't even know what to do. What do we do?" Like, we've never done this before. So, yeah, funny story. But, yeah.
That's crazy.
Back to Bobby. No.
Now, are you guys going to be building them a home?
We are talking about doing something together, but we don't know what quite yet. It's still kind of in the works or, in the development stages. So
Shout out
I
Nelly.
have no idea.
Hey, if you want on the St. Louis podcast, shout out.
Hey, you should be
He
on
was
here.
at the Washington Town and Country Fair, so
I saw him.
I feel like this probably has
I saw him.
more clout.
This has. What are you talking
Dude,
shit on
after
the
us,
Washington
dude.
County Fair? Gee.
I'm from Washington. I'm
Chris is
allowed
like,
to. It's
fuck that
okay.
place.
After our podcast, dude, we're going to break the internet, and then Nelly has to come in, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on.
We're going to start off by playing St. Louis. I know it's not called St. Louis. St. Louis, sorry. Or how do you pronounce it, actually? Is it St. Louis or St. Louis? Well, how does he say
It's
it?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
We got to pull the lyrics up. All right. Last thing, Matt. We haven't talked about AI in a while.
Ooh.
So I thought.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about
Fuck
that.
off.
So
It was such a good streak to not continue. Why
actually, you
ruin
know
it
what?
now?
We're not going to talk about it. Let's talk about Maui's fire.
There we go.
Let's
No,
talk
I'd
about.
rather do AI.
No, we're talking about Maui's fire.
Oh, no.
All right, there's some shit going on here. All right, so the residents, let's just give some backstory. All right, so the Lahaina residents described escapes so frantic that some people, you saw the videos, they were literally jumping into the fucking ocean for hours. Questions have emerged essentially about the island's level of preparedness and immediate response and how it definitely added to the devastation. Fire hydrants went dry as the water system collapsed. 911 system went down. There was road closings, trapping desperate residents in their cars. Many residents said they received little or no warning, with down power lines and cell towers preventing electronic alerts. Also, the Maui's emergency management chief resigned days after questions got asked about the fire response. He said he does not regret not using the alarm. Now, curious thing, what I've been reading and what a lot of people have been saying is that this alarm, there's like 80 of them across the island. It's only used for tsunamis, right? Have you guys heard this?
Yeah, it's only for tsunamis.
Okay. Are you sure about that, Chris?
I mean, that's what he said. I'm not
It's
an expert
bullshit.
on
All right.
Maui.
Now, if
I've never been to Hawaii.
now, if you would add this into the video, put a link, MauiSirens.com. Now, MauiSirens.com is ran by the county of Maui. And on the website, it specifically says the all-hazard siren system can be used for a variety of both natural and human-caused events, including tsunamis, hurricanes, dam breaches, flooding, wildlife, volcanic eruptions, terrorist threats, hazardous material incidents, and more. What the fuck is going on?
You let two absolutely fucking retarded people get into a position of power. The one dude talking about how water needs to be revered needs to go away. And then, of course, the other guy lied his ass off. What do you want?
Who are you talking about?
The person who didn't release the water for 5 hours said water needs to be respected and loved. Find that video. The dude's an idiot.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? I didn't hear this.
Yeah, so the dude who didn't release
been
water
out
for 5
conspiracy.
hours.
They didn't release water.
Yeah.
I was talking about the siren. What are you talking about? They didn't.
So it's both. They didn't sound the sirens and they didn't release water to help put out the fires until 5 hours afterwards.
All right, so this brings me to there's something going on here. I don't know what it is, okay? Talks of an energy weapon, a laser from the space laser. Dude, I love that. I love
Are we back to the Jewish space laser?
to the what space laser?
The Jewish space laser?
What's
I am
that?
So out of
That was like an MTG thing like a long time ago. She said that the wildfires were started by a Jewish space laser.
Who said this?
Marjorie Taylor Greene or whatever.
Okay. I had no idea that this. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was like a big thing like a few years ago.
Apparently, it's a thing now with the Maui fire again.
Okay.
But regardless of what started it, the way it was handled doesn't make any sense. It's almost like they wanted this place to burn to the ground. Because there's also questions of like there's an interview I watched of a guy that owns like a cart that's been there forever. For like 30 years, he's sold stuff out of his cart outside of this one hotel. And he talked about how he was walking, trying to get outside of the city, and that he encountered multiple roadblocks from police not allowing people to get through to exit. So there's just shit going on, like how it was handled. They weren't allowing residents from other islands to bring over goods. They were turned back or they were confiscated.
what?
No money's sent. Like I love how we're continuing to send money to Ukraine, not sending money to Maui. None of this shit adds up. It leads me to believe here's the grand conspiracy. I don't even think it's a conspiracy. A lot of these people just got everything taken away from them. The whole island's gone. You can't. So say I'm a digital marketing company. Half of my clients, or let's say all of my clients are on that island. Well, guess what? I'm dead. I'm dead in the water. Like I can't go back and I could rebuild, or it's like, hey, we're gonna offer you this sum of money. Here, go figure it out, and they'll go move, or they'll go rebuild somewhere else, or they'll move to the United States, whatever have you. There's been a lot of talks of essentially just already real estate agents offering a bunch of money to these people that like the day after, their house got burned down.
Pennies on the dollar.
It's almost like a cash grab for them to turn this into an island that is going to be more suited towards those of more wealth. That's the
Dang.
conspiracy.
Again, it makes a lot of sense if you count. They're not letting people leave. They didn't let people come in. They didn't release the water, and they didn't even sound the sirens to help people out. So why would you not do all of that and then still allow the realtors to come in, offer you basically pennies for what you got? You have nothing left.
Yeah.
Why would you not? You just wouldn't let that happen. Unless.
I mean, how are they going to stop it? It's a free country. I can DM you and
Hey,
offer
realtors,
you
how
money
you
on
doing?
your-
Go away until this natural disaster does not require you to be here, and then they let them back in later.
Yeah.
But
their
it's
house
not
is
even
gone.
necessarily them actually in
Yeah.
person. You can just be like, oh,
Well, I don't know
You got
about
this land, I'll give
insurance.
you
I don't know if
$1,000
fire
for it.
insurance is
It
a
would
big
take
thing
a
on.
long time to get back.
Yeah.
I'm not totally caught up on it, but I didn't know there were fires. But that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
wait, you
Yeah.
didn't even know there were fires?
I knew there was fires.
Oh, okay.
So there's
I
just
just
a
didn't
lot
know
of weird
that they
shit.
were like doing all this, like holding the water back and like roadblocks and stuff.
I don't understand why we're so bad at emergency preparedness in some aspects. Like we had the police chief say no comment. We had Biden afterwards immediately saying no comment. None of it adds up. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It's a catastrophe. We have over 100 people dead from definite non-preparedness or just straight up malice. It's fucked up. That's it. I don't know what else to say about it. But someone's going to be making a lot of money off it, and it's not the people in Maui. It's going to be the people that Oliver Anthony wrote the song about. The people north of Richmond.
And it all comes together.
Yep. Anything
Before
before
we end this, can
Yeah.
we just say every time I take a deep breath, I get a little bit more of that like
Should we hit it before we leave?
Yes!
No, no,
Yes!
Let's do it.
Let's hit it.
All right, let's
Hit
go.
it.
All
Hit
right,
it.
let's go.
No.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
No.
You want to do the outro first, and then that'll be the last thing?
No.
No. All right.
Just so you are aware, they do say not to inhale too many smelling salts per day. Yeah?
Dude, that one was way better. That is how you're supposed to hit it. How I just hit it. How you supposed to hit it. Holy shit. Yeah.
I think when you like
Ooh. Oh, I know.
through, there was
I literally inhaled dust. All right.
I can hear colors now.
That's right. All right, before we get out of here, anything else to say? You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
You got anything else?
The socials, right?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you
Yeah. If you guys
tell
want to see,
tell them where to find you.
my team, the KBUILD Media, does awesome content for KBUILD Design on Instagram or KBUILD at kbuildit.com. I'm also on Instagram myself at Preston Monoc. If you like aviation or just cool, awesome, badass videos, I post regularly. So, but yeah.
And now to post on X as well.
Oh, yep. I'll start next.
There we go.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Come on. Heck yeah.
Chris, where can they find you?
I'm pretty much only on X at I am Kris Risner, and then VIE Media, of course.
You got a YouTube channel, don't you?
Nah, I don't post there anymore.
You don't?
No.
Can we pull it up and look at it?
No.
No. If you search Kris Risner St. Louis, you might find it. All right. And with that, thank you guys for coming on today. It was fun. Hopefully we didn't upset too many people with our grand conspiracies, or my grand conspiracy, I should say, on the Maui fire. Anyways, and also the hate on Bobby. Jeez, I'm sure TikTok fans are going to love that. Just another... anyways, all right. That's just another, yeah. All right, that's all the time we have for today. However, the St. Louis podcast will be back next week at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with a new episode, new guest, and unfortunately, more of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching live or later and we said something wrong, said something you hate, or said something you want to hear more about, of course, you can visit us on our website, stlouispodcast.com. You can DM any of us here. Feel free to DM on the Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Feel free to leave us a message, send us an email. Also, if you have anyone you would like to see on the podcast, if you have any businesses, anybody you would recommend, you can check out our website, or again, feel free to DM us, message us, let us know if you have anyone. We'd love to represent more of those in the St. Louis area. Finally, recorded at Half Coast Studios. You know, you guys got a lot of love last week from Jeff Mason. Shout out, Jeff. Give that podcast episode a listen to as well. If you're looking to start a podcast, take your current podcast to the next level. They even do, you can do remote podcasts and send them over your files. So you guys need any help here in St. Louis or not in St. Louis remotely, reach out to them at halfcoaststudios.com. It's been a pleasure speaking with you gentlemen here today.
Absolutely.
And pleasure hosting this podcast for the people of St. Louis. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Hey there, St. Louis podcast listeners. We've got some exciting news from our sponsor, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Lee. Mark Lee of Farmers Insurance is recruiting agency owners here in St. Louis.
That's right, Garrett, and everyone knows what Farmers Insurance is, and if they don't, they will now.
Yes, it's kind of a household name. That said, as many of you know, a large part of our audience is made up of badass business owners, entrepreneurs, and top producing sales professionals with an open mind like yourself. Farmers Insurance is currently searching for driven individuals who aspire to own their own business or already own their own business and want to add another income stream to join the Farmers Insurance brand and own their own insurance agency.
This is a stellar opportunity to build your own insurance agency from scratch, take over an existing agency, or if you're just a slow roller, we know you the guys out there and ladies, get paid to train under an existing successful agency owner before starting your own.
Holy shit, Eric. That means that whether you have experience as a business owner or you've never heard the word business before in your life, there's a pathway to owning your own business through Farmers Insurance Agency led by Mark Lee.
That's right. You can become a Farmers Insurance business owner even if you've been homeless in the past, just like you.
Yeah, thanks.
If you've ever dreamt of being your own boss, building a team under a reputable brand, and making a difference in your community by offering top-tier auto, home, and commercial insurance to consumers and businesses in your area, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the godlike man himself, Mark Lee, has the perfect opportunity for you.
Visit insurancecareerstl.com to speak with Mark Lee, the district manager of Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, to become a Farmers Insurance agency owner today.
Did you hear that, St. Louis? Go visit insurancecareerstl.com. Insurancecareerstl.com. That is INSURANCE, career, CAREERSTL.com.
To become a business owner today, again, one more time, visit insurancecareerstl, as in St. Louis.com today. Right now, this second, or reach out to us at stlouispodcast.com and we'll introduce you to Mark Lee ourselves. And I promise he won't spell out insurance and career to you.